Hey, what's going on, everybody? Well, I am Echo back with another Storytime Monday, and today I got a little bit of a serious topic for you guys. Now, I talk about like funny stuff that goes around on this channel, and I just try and keep things, on a positive note. But there's some times in life where things are just rude, inappropriate, or just borderline, what the story of today's video is going to be, just, I don't know if it is, but racist, I guess. I can put a question mark on that because, let me tell you what happened, okay, because I don't want to, drag this on. Basically, guys, I live in an area where there's a lot of a certain population of Asian origin, and it's not like it's Indian. Okay, I'm Indian. I'm from India, but when I was growing up, I was born here. I was born here in the United States. I was born here in Washington State. I'm not going to tell you where I live exactly, but I live in Washington State. Okay, guys, I live in Washington State, and I've grown up here my entire life, right? I've actually rarely ever left Washington State. I went on vacation in California and stuff like that. I've never been anywhere else. That's the only other state I've been to. I've been to Washington and California. That's it. Now, growing up, I grew up like an all-American kid, right? I just grew up like any other kid would here in America, in the suburbs. But there were some things I wasn't aware of when I was a kid that really are just very apparent in today's society, which is not racism but race awareness, right? And being Indian, I look like I'm from the Middle East or whatever, and when I was a kid, I think, how old was I? I think I was in preschool. I don't know how old I was, but that's when, everyone should know this. If you don't know this, back in 2000 when there was a terrorist attack, it was 9/11 on the Twin Towers here in New York, in America, and it was a very tragic event, but it was carried out by people who were Muslim, and people automatically assume that all Muslims are now evil, and I'm not going to get into any of that. But anyway, I look like I'm from the Middle East, which, I guess I kind of am, but not really affiliated with it, and really, I don't know why people, automatically assume that you're from a certain origin just because you look like that. But anyway, again, just another video for another day. But all I'm trying to get to my story is that people look at me like I'm about to do something, or I'm about to do something crazy, any time of the day. If I go out in public, people at your grocery store will stare me down and just wait, they're assuming I'm about to do something, or they're looking because they have bias or whatever, against because I look like I'm from the Middle East, right? And I honestly never noticed this until one of my friends actually mentioned this, because I went to the store with him one time a couple months back, and he's like, have you ever noticed people stare at you? I'm like, what are you talking about? People just keep staring at you. I'm just like, what are you talking about, man? No one's staring at me. Just people are in public. People look at each other, And he's like, yeah, I guess, but I don't know. People look at you like you're about to do something. I'm like, what do you mean do something? And then I didn't really ask him anything else. I'm just like, oh, I see what you mean. And I'm like, and the first thing I thought is I'm people think I'm a terrorist, right? I'm a terrorist. I'm gonna say it right there. I am not a terrorist, but I just come from, or look from, a place where terrorist, quote unquote, stereotypical terrorists look like, which no one is really. Unless you actually live in the Middle East and are a part of all the warfare, then you can say, but no, just no. And I'm just like, wow, I actually haven't noticed that. And he's like, yeah, people are just staring at you. Everyone you walk past is just either looking at you way too long, or people far away are just staring you down. I'm just like, what the hell? And from then on out, every time I go out in public, I noticed this so much. I never noticed it before, and now I do. I see everywhere I walk 10 feet through an aisle, everyone looks at me. Everyone just looking at me. Doesn't matter what ethnicity they are, if they're white, black, Hispanic, from Europe, from Asia, from wherever, from Australia. They all just take a second out of their day, look at me, check on me, see if I am doing anything, and then go on their business, or they just keep staring. And that's something I want to talk about, right? It's a very serious topic, and I don't want to talk about these things too much on my channel, but this all came from what happened, what was it, 2 days ago from today? And I was at the grocery store, my local grocery store I've been going to the past 12 years, like normal, right? And I was in, what was the aisle I was in? I don't know. I was getting some cup noodles, okay? And I'm just checking out the cup noodles. Yeah, I'm like, oh, this looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. And I'm just shoveling in my cart, shoveling them in. And I'm by myself. I'm just doing that, okay? And all of a sudden I see this older gentleman. I'm not going to say what ethnicity he is in case I offend anybody. But he just turns the corner with his cart, and then he stops. Like, I didn't see him do it. I saw it like happen in my peripheral vision. I'm just like doing my thing, and I see him turn the corner in the aisle and just stop right there. And I'm just like, okay. Either he's just needs to grab something right at the end of the aisle, or he's staring at me, which I assumed he was. And so I'm just pretending like I'm doing my thing at this point, and I just barely glance over, and he's just staring me down. He's like staring me down, and he has a look on his face like he's terrified. He's like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I'm stuck in an aisle with a terrorist. Like, that's what he's thinking. Like, I don't know if he's thinking that. I don't know if he's thinking that at all. But I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna make too much of this. I'm just gonna go on my business, right? So I'm just shoveling more top ramen into my cart, and he's still there. And by this point, it's been like 40 seconds, and he's just stone cold stuck right there. He's just standing there, staring at me. And so I look at him again, and then you know what he does? He looks at me, and he goes like a biggest sigh ever. He looks at me, he's like, like he just finished like a super long run. He's like, I'm like, what? And like, are you relieved that I looked at you? Like, I'm not like a part of your imagination or something? Like, you can, like, I'm here. Like, I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm just getting my top ramen here, sir. I'm just going to stand here and get my top ramen. You can walk past me. And so he goes one more time, and he just, like, fast as he can, just walks past me with his cart, and he just looks at the ground. He's just like, looks at the ground. He's like walking fast as he can, just trying to get out of here. And I'm like, that was kind of weird, right? So I look at him while he's walking away, and he's actually looking back at me, and I'm just like, okay. And yeah, that was really offensive. Really offensive. I'm not sure if he was doing the and staring at me because he was he's like, oh my god, there's a terrorist in the aisle, or maybe it's not that at all. Maybe he was just a shy person. He's like, oh my god, I'm in the middle of the aisle with somebody I don't know. What am I gonna do? But usually when people do the whole stare down for a few seconds, then eye contact, it's not that. It's definitely not that. And then I went to get cereal, and I ran into him. I was like looking at the aisle, like as I'm walking, I'm looking for some good cereal, right? I'm like, oh, it looks good. Okay. And I'm walking, and then I'm like, oh shoot, that guy is in the same aisle. And so I'm like, oh god, what do I do? And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna grab my cereal, and I'm just gonna put it in my cart, and I'm just gonna walk past him, right? And then that's what I do. I grab my cereal, put it in my cart, and I'm just going to walk right past him without doing anything. Just go. And I start walking closer and closer, and I get to the point where I pass him. He sees me, and he just turns his cart around and just, like, not runs, but even faster than last time, just goes outside the aisle. I'm just like, what is this guy's problem? Honestly, like, I have done nothing to you, sir. I have done nothing. I have gotten my top ramen. I got my cereal. It's in my cart. I have walked past you. I am so sorry if that hurts your feelings or I'm scaring you, but I have done nothing. All I've probably done was give you eye contact because you were staring at me for 40 seconds. Okay? But anyways, guys, like, that's what I want to talk about for Storytime Monday. I mean, I hope, if you are of like an ethnic minority, that you can relate, because all of us can. But I really don't like this is a video I want to talk about, but I don't want to make more stuff like this on my channel. But it's something that I wanted to put out there, and hopefully more people see this video so they can talk about it and have some more awareness about it. But that's been done before, but I'll add it to the list. Anyways, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you want to leave a comment, be sure to leave that down below. I'd love to have some collaborations with you guys. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do that as well. I upload Call of Duty videos, guys, so don't, like, this is just an off video. I upload Call of Duty and like all these other gaming, like all these other games, but it's mainly Call of Duty. So if you like Call of Duty, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, I will catch you guys on my next one. Peace out.